Hello everyone and welcome to Blogger and Everything and welcome back to the channel. And it's been a minute since Barcelona's last match, 8 days to be precise, and man, it was a long 8 days, one which I have to say Rayo Vallecano used very well. In fact, in their case it was probably more like 9 days since the last time they played football, and really they spent the entire of that 9 days prepping for this Barca match, and it showed really. It was a hard-fought win for FC Barcelona, 1-0 on the night, goal coming courtesy of Robert Lewandowski from the penalty spot. Nothing too controversial if you ask me. It was a penalty, and probably the only question is why wasn't there another penalty for Rayo when Kubarsi did more or less the same thing that the Rayo defender did. But then again, there was like two other instances where Barca should have gotten a penalty and they didn't, foul on Dani Olmo, foul on Lamine Yamal, and it's like, I guess at the end of the day, the ref and VAR just decided, you know what, we're just going to stop because otherwise we're going to end up just giving so many penalties. I have to admit though, this was a match which did start to smell a lot like a 1-1 draw, 1-1 very much in vogue this weekend in La Liga, Real Madrid Osasuna 1-1. Atletico de Madrid, Celta de Vigo 1-1, and it looked like Barca as well could have fallen prey to the cursed 1-1, but they got through it. And the reason why I felt Barcelona would have drawn this match, especially in the moment, with all of the nerves and all of that, was, because Barca just kept on missing. Rafinha got that chance where he was clean through and he just tried to tap it over the goalkeeper, skied the ball. Lamine Yamal got like 2 or 3 good chances just immediately after Barcelona scored the first, through Lewandowski, and didn't put those away. Then, there was that Dani Olmo chance as well, which could have been a penalty, maybe should have been a penalty. But yeah, that as well. And there was just so many opportunities Barcelona had that they did not take. And I know Rayo and De Frutos in particular will argue that they had 1 or 2 of their own that they could have taken. But, it was one of those matches, I guess, at the end of the day. Maybe that's what you get when both teams are too well prepared for the matchup. I thought that the starting 11 from Barcelona on the day was pretty much okay. Spot on, really, if you ask me. Maybe the only argument we could have is between De Jong and Casado, but at that point, it's really just nitpicking. I think starting either one of them, you would have had more or less the same kind of levels that we saw from Barca in the first half. But probably starting Gavi in the 10 position was the better choice, because you do kind of need him in those early opening exchanges, knowing just how frantic and open the game is. And so while some people might not necessarily appreciate what Gavi does for Barcelona, his hard work isn't lost on me, and I think his positioning isn't lost on me either. Probably just the runs into the final third is the only thing you'd want him to add to his game. But then again, you have to remember he's playing out of position. He's not even the number 10 to begin with. The number 10, of course, was Dani Olmo, and he came on and he had, once again, just a brilliant match and should have probably scored, but maybe next time. But there was quite a few bright moments from him. The only issues I had here is that the Lewandowski substitution took too long, to bring on Ferran took too long. To probably should have hooked off Lamine as well, I felt. But I guess he probably didn't want to throw on Pau Victor, but I would have probably taken off Lamine as well, because he kind of ran out of steam as far as the press is concerned right about the 70th minute mark, and Lewandowski around the 60th minute mark. So Barca's press was effectively not there after the 70th minute mark. So they could have done with some reinforcements at that point, and I think Pau Victor and Ferran Torres would have injected really that energy Barcelona needed, especially since there was no Fermin this time around. He's still serving his suspension. But aside from that, there's not really much I would criticize here. I mean, typically maybe I would nitpick like, oh, Szczesny could have done this or that better, but I don't really think he had that much to do. When he did have to make a save, I think he did make a very good save on Randy Ndeka during that first half, which did Barcelona a world of good. if we could put it that way. So, not much that you could say here about the goalkeeping performance. Same, I think defensively, everybody was solid for the most. Shout out though to Alejandro Balde, who, especially during that first half, was just a constant outlet for Barca, and I do not understand how he did not get an assist. Same as well for Hector Fort, who started ahead of Jules Koundé, and I think he showed why he deserves more starts and why he should have started more matches this season. Hopefully he will get more starts, but he as well should have had an assist during that first half. So like I said, Barca did have quite a few opportunities that they did not take, but the outraged crowd is probably just going to focus on the disallowed goal by Rayo, the penalty given to Barca, and the penalties that could have, or the penalty that could have been given to Rayo as well. And I've basically already talked about those, explained them. The offside one, I think you really just have to be pretty stubborn to still think that the Frutos goal should have stood. Looking at how much Nteka was interfering with play, interfered with the player who could have blocked the shot. So less said there, the better. But I guess I'm still supposed to give you the the team rating and the match, and the team rating and the manager rating, as well as the man of the match. Okay, I'm sorry it's not going to be the typical man of the match because it's pretty late. I have to go rest and I have to put this out. So, a couple things have to die. So the negatives and positives, maybe next time. But this time around, I gave the team a team rating of 7 out of 10. They kept the clean sheet, so that's why they're still at 7. Otherwise, probably would have given them even a 6 if they didn't keep a clean sheet here and if they didn't win. But they did. So I think a 7 is just about fair enough of a rating. And as for the manager as well, I think, like I said, the starting selection was right, but the substitutions took a little bit too long. And yeah, I think they should have happened sooner. So he loses some marks for that. So I guess for him as well, it's a 7 out of 10. He lives and dies by his team with this one. So yeah, not really much more to add. Like I said, don't really know what else I could say that Hansi Flick should have done. I will now though give my man of the match, and for the second match in a row, it's going to be that man Pedri once again. He's really just the glue for Barcelona this season. He's what's holding everything together. You shudder to think what could happen if he had to miss a few matches. So hopefully he may stay healthy. I mean, whenever Barcelona has had a healthy Pedri for a whole season, statistically speaking, they've won a trophy. Okay, his first season they won the Copa del Rey. His third season, when he stayed fit, Barcelona won La Liga and they won the Supercopa. This season already they've won the Supercopa, and hopefully they can win La Liga at least again, or the Copa del Rey as well. I mean, everything is in play for Barca, which is crazy considering where we were just 3 weeks ago, after that draw against Getafe. So looking forward to seeing more from the team. But aside from that, I thank you all for tuning in. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. But have a great day, and Forza Barça.